Good morning, my ladies. How are you today? I'm here again with something juicy for you. You know, we're on a healing journey, right? So, everything here is bringing you healing, bringing you well being, bringing you life, bringing your spark back again. Welcome to Care and Counsel with Emma. My name is Emma, and today I'll be talking to you about something that has affected every one of us in one way or the other, and that is toxicity. Toxicity could be from parents, could be from your spouse, could be from a friend, could be from even a distant relative, a teacher. It could come from anyone at all. But today I'm going to be focusing on toxicity from parents, especially mothers. I want to let you know that some of the deepest wounds women have encountered are from people close to them, especially people who raised them. And one of the most significant places that we receive toxicity from is from our mothers. If you have a mom that loves you deeply and that brings out the best in you and cares for you and shows it, then you should be grateful to God. If you're among the people that we are talking about today that has experienced toxicity from your mom or from your dad or from anybody that you've seen as a parent, sometimes it's not even your parents directly. It could be that you lived with an uncle, an auntie, or a distant relative at some point, and they showed toxicity towards you. We are going to talk about that. And the aim of this talk is so that you can identify the things you went through. And after identifying them, you can look at yourself and, let them go and get healed. And also work on not being a toxic person to the people that are around you. Because this thing comes around, even though we don't want it to be so. Sometimes you see yourself becoming a toxic person just because you had a toxic upbringing. So we are going to be talking about the first part. So I'm going to let you know what a toxic parent looks like. Okay? If this video starts becoming too long, I might be tempted to share it into two so that you can have time to go through the first one, and then later I can release the second one so that you can go through it as well. Okay? So we are talking about what toxic parenting looks like. First of all, it involves emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation. Sometimes that person finishes working on your head, let me put it that way, and you're wondering, am I the bad person? Did I do something wrong? Such people that are toxic, when you're with them, they act very interesting, like they are very mean and very unkind, very heartless. But when other people are around, you see them being so nice to those people, being so good to those people, and you're wondering, is this the same person? Sometimes you're tempted to believe they have bipolar disorder or they have multi personality issues. Oh, we also have a place where they do silent treatments. Do you have a mom or a parent who, when you do something wrong, instead of correcting you or letting it go, that person gives you a silent treatment for weeks going? The person doesn't talk to you, doesn't respond to your greeting, doesn't react to you at all. Some of us have picked up malice from our parents. That is toxicity. Also, if you have a parent that dismisses your feeling, you're saying, oh, I'm feeling bad about this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And the parents say, oh, forget it. Or they say, why are you being so weak? Why are you being so weak? Why are you crying? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? That parent was toxic or is toxic. The person that dismisses your feeling is a toxic parent. Another sign of a toxic parent is constant criticism. Constant criticism, like you can never do anything right. Today they tell you to boil egg. When you boil the egg, they say no, they said you should fry it. When you fry the egg, they'll say no, they said you should do it half boiled and half fried. You're constantly confused. You don't know how to please such people. You don't know how to go about. You're always on eggshells around them. That is toxicity in parents. Also, another sign of toxicity in parents is parents who parent from fear, control, or insecurity. Let me explain this. You know, there are some parents that they are afraid, probably when they were young, like some mothers, when they were young, probably they took in without getting married and they had teenage pregnancies, and then they're afraid for all their daughters. Oh, especially the first daughter is the one that goes through the most from this kind of mothers. They are afraid. They don't want you to go and get pregnant. So if you talk to a boy, it's problem. If a boy looks at you, it's problem. Even if it is not your fault that that boy is coming around you, you're still the one that will suffer for it. That is a toxic parent. Because if a mom went through that kind of thing, she should be able to put you through so that you don't go through it. Not from a place of fear, but from a place of love, carrying your hand, holding you along, enlightening you on things you need to know to avoid such pitfalls. So a place of insecurity is where they were not able to achieve a lot in life, and they want you to live that life instead for them. Have you ever seen parents that say they want their children to be doctors because probably they wanted to be doctors and they couldn't achieve that? So they are pushing their children to become all that. Even when the child's destiny is not in that direction, you're forcing the child to become a doctor. I heard of a medical doctor that finished studying medicine. He's very smart. So it wasn't a problem of smartness. This was a problem of not being called to be that. And then when he was done with his medical school, he said, oh no, I can't continue. He told his parents, he said, this certificate, I obtained it for you. And he gave it to them. And he said, but I'm not going to practice this because it doesn't give me joy to do medicine at all. It doesn't give me joy to be a doctor. I don't find fulfillment in it. Guess what? He became a baker. And when he started baking, then when we were young, he was making thousands of naira in Nigeria. He was making 70,000, 80,000 in the 1990s and early 2000s. You see? So if your parents are the ones that are always projecting their insecurities on you, projecting their insecurities on you, projecting their fears on you, then that is a sign of toxicity. So when parents tell you that, oh, because of you now, I broke this plate. Because of you now, I'm shouting. Because of you now, I did this. Because of you now, they are blaming you for their weaknesses. They are blaming you for the things they do. They are blaming you for their unhappiness. Then that is a toxic parent. If they're always the ones blaming you for any emotion they are going through, especially negative emotions, then that's a toxic parent. So I'm saying all this so that you can know what toxicity is all about, because it messes up with your personality, it messes up with your mind so much that you don't even know what to believe and what not to believe. So finally, this is not a conclusive list. I'm just giving out the ones that are available at the time. So not finally, second to final is favoritism. Favoritism. When it comes to this particular sibling of yours, the mother goes all out. Probably that one looks like her dad or that one looks like her mom. She goes all out for that one. And probably she thinks, oh, this child, I had so much pain while having this child. And because of it, I will show this child pain as well. Why? Why would you do that as a mother? So if a mother is doing this to the child, if you're doing favoritism, that means the mother is a toxic one. And then finally, when the mother doesn't apologize, you know, your mom knows she has hurt you, but she will never say sorry. There are mothers like that will never say sorry. Instead, they can buy something for you. They could buy soft drink for you, or buy a fast food, something, a takeout or a snack for you. And for her, that is sorry. That is toxicity. If a mother cannot apologize when she's wrong because she wants to make you feel she's superior, she's this, she's that, then that mother is toxic. That mother is toxic. So these are the signs of toxicity. And many women grew around this without realizing that they had toxic parents. Some of us grew around those kind of people, and it made us timid, it made us weak, thinking that, oh, we are the problem. We never realized it was from them in the first place. So I'm going to go to the section where I'm going to be talking about how toxicity from your mother affects you as an adult woman. So one of the things that affects you, that breaks you down and that you need to heal from, could be low self-worth. You know, we talked about low self-worth in the last video. If you've not seen it, go to my channel and look for the video on low self-worth. There are shorts and there's a main video as well. So one of the effects of a toxic parent is low self-worth on the children, because they are always unsure of themselves. They don't know what to do right. They don't know what to do that works. You know, they're always on the edge. Secondly, they want to be people pleasers. Are you a people pleaser? It's not always the case that your mom or your dad was a toxic one, but most children from toxic parents want to be people pleasers. They want to do everything to make people happy. And that is what they've lived all their life doing, trying to make this parent happy, and the parent is never ever satisfied with what they do. The parent never ever sees anything good in what they do. You see? So another thing that happens to you when you're under a toxic parent while growing up is that your fear of conflict. You're afraid of conflict. You're afraid of saying the truth because you don't want trouble. You're afraid of confronting people when they do something wrong to you. You rather want to hide behind and, let it just go. Even when you're dying inside, even when you're burning inside. Such children or such adult ladies that have not healed are afraid of conflict. Another thing that this does to you is that it causes you to attract toxic friendships and relationships. If you're from a home where you had toxic parenting or you experienced toxic parenting, it tends to push such people to people that are toxic as well, as friends and as spouses or as partners in future. Why? Because this is all they know. Their self-worth is on the low. And all they know is, oh, if my parents treated me this way, then I shouldn't expect better from anyone. I shouldn't expect better from anyone. So you see them going from one relationship to the other, or even staying in an abusive relationship and not looking for a way out because they feel this is the best they can ever have. That is what toxic parenting does to an adult woman. If you experience toxic parenting in your childhood. Another thing it does is that it causes difficulty in setting boundaries. You are afraid. You don't want to tell people no. You're afraid to say no. You're afraid to set boundaries. People step all over you and you're not okay with it, but you can't do anything about it. Why? Because of your self-worth that has been tampered with. You're afraid to speak up because you feel something bad will happen to you, or you will be shut down like you're normally done in the home. So this is one of the effects. So one of the effects is confusing love to be pain. So you think when you're going through pain that, the person loves you because the person is talking badly to you, or the person is hitting you, or the person is doing something mean to you. that it is a sign of love. So such people, they'll be in a relationship and the guy will beat them. He'll say, oh, he's jealous of me. He's jealous on my behalf because he loves me so much. So that's why he's hitting me. So that, yeah, you excuse everything people do to you. Every pain they inflict on you because you feel that is a sign of love. You're not to blame because actually that's how you experience love growing up. But let me tell you today, that's not love. That's not loved. So these responses are responses that have been learned while growing up. But I'm here to encourage you that you can unlearn these responses. You can unlearn them. You can actually unlearn them. So in the next segment, I'm going to be talking about becoming a toxic parent, how you yourself can become a toxic parent if you're not healed and if you don't watch out for it. So see you in the next segment. Remember, if you have any questions or if you have experienced this while growing up, please comment in the comment section. Remember to share, to like, and to subscribe to this channel. Share to people that you think that will benefit from this, or people that have gone through toxic parenting while growing up and that will need this to heal. Share it out to them because the next segment especially will be very beneficial. God bless you.